Liam Carter stood inside the grand hall of the Velcaron Palace. Tall golden pillars reached up to the shining crystal ceiling. Guards in silver armor lined the walls. The place felt cold, even though the air was warm. Liam, a human soldier from Earth, had worked in the Velcaron Empire for 1 year. He was a military advisor sent by Earth's leaders to help their alien allies. Liam was strong, smart, and known for his fair mind. But today, his mind was full of questions. He had been called to meet King Rylox, the ruler of Velcara, and not for a normal mission. The king sat on a high throne, his dark eyes sharp like a hawk's. His long cape brushed the floor as he spoke. "Liam Carter, I have a task for you." Liam bowed slightly. "I am ready, Your Majesty." King Rylox leaned forward. "You will train my daughter, Princess Zera." Liam blinked. This was not what he expected. "Your daughter, sire?" The king nodded. "Yes, you will teach her combat, tactics, and leadership." Liam had heard about Princess Zera. The palace guards whispered stories. They said she was weak, slow, and clumsy. They called her the useless princess. Why would the king want him to train her? King Rylox spoke again, voice low but firm. "I believe she needs a human's view, not a Velcaron's. Will you do this for me?" Liam straightened his back. "I will, sire." The king gave a small nod. "Good. You start tomorrow." The next morning, Liam walked to the palace's training grounds. The sun shone softly over the marble floor. Soldiers trained with swords and blasters nearby. Liam waited. Soon he saw her. Princess Zera walked toward him, head slightly down. She wore simple training clothes, not the rich dresses of a royal. Her dark hair was tied back, and her golden eyes looked at the ground. She was not tall. She did not walk with pride. She looked ordinary. Liam greeted her with a calm voice. "Good morning, Princess." Zera gave a quick nod.
"Good morning."
Her voice was soft, almost a whisper. Liam smiled kindly. "I am Liam Carter. I will be your trainer." Zera met his eyes for a second, then looked away. "I know." Liam noticed something in her eyes. Flicker of fear, or was it sadness? He spoke gently. "Shall we begin?" Zara nodded. "Yes." The first lesson was sword practice. Liam handed Zara a light training sword. "Stand like." This Liam showed her the right stance. Zara tried to copy him. Her hands shook slightly. The sword felt too heavy for her. When Liam moved forward with a soft swing, Zara dropped her sword. Some nearby soldiers laughed. Zara's face turned red. She quickly bent to pick up the sword. Liam turned sharply to the soldiers. "This is a royal training ground, not a joke house." The soldiers went silent. Zara gave him a surprised look. Liam said kindly, "Try again." "There's no shame in learning." They practiced for an hour. Zara dropped the sword 5 times. She made many mistakes. But Liam noticed something. Every time he showed a move, Zara's eyes followed every detail. She watched carefully. She didn't move fast, but she learned fast. At the end of the lesson, Liam said, "You have sharp eyes." Zara looked down. "I'm not good at fighting," Liam replied softly. "Maybe, but you're good at seeing things others miss." Zara looked at him again, a small spark in her eyes. The next day, Liam tried a strategy game with her. It was a test of mind, not strength. They sat at a table with small battle figure soldiers, tanks, and ships. "This is a battle map," Liam explained. "Your job is to win against me." Zara nodded, though her hands still trembled. The game began. Liam used his best moves. He had years of battle experience, but within 10 minutes, Wadea trapped his army. She smiled a little. "You left your rule." "Left flank open." Liam stared at the board. She was right. He leaned back, surprised. "How did you see that?" "Hey." The days passed quietly, but something inside Princess Zera began to change. At first, her sword training was a failure. She dropped her weapon too often. Her hands shook, and her moves were slow. The palace guards still whispered when they saw her. Some even smirked behind her back. But Liam Carter did not laugh. He stayed patient. Every morning he met Zara at the training grounds. Every day he spoke to her like she was his equal, not like a useless princess. "You don't have to be the strongest," Liam told her, holding a wooden sword in one hand. "But you can be the smartest." Zara gave him a small nod. "I will try." That simple promise meant more to Liam than a royal command. Sunny afternoon, Liam set up a new challenge. It wasn't about swords this time. It was a test of quick thinking. He placed colored flags around the open field. Each flag stood for a different army. The red flags were attackers. The blue ones were defenders. The green ones were spies. "Your mission," Liam explained, "is to protect the golden flag in the center. You have 10 moves. I'll be the attacker." Zara looked at the flags. Her eyes studied every position. Liam started the game with a sharp move, sending his red flag straight at the center. Zara smiled slightly and moved a green flag to the side. Liam frowned. "Why send a spy there?" Zara whispered. "Because you'll attack from behind." Next, she was right. Liam had planned that exact move. In 10 turns, Zara blocked every attack. Liam stared at the board.
Ow.
Zara shrugged lightly. "I watch people. I know what they do before they know it." Liam gave her a look of respect. "That's not something you learn in books." Zara lowered her eyes. "I've always been like this." No one noticed. That evening, Liam sat on the palace steps, looking at the stars. Zara came to sit beside him. She wore simple clothes, without any royal symbols. "May I ask you something?" Liam said. Zara nodded. "Why do you always look afraid?" Zara looked down at her hands. "Because everyone thinks I am a failure." Liam stayed quiet. He let her speak. "My father wanted a strong daughter, a fighter, a leader. But I am not like that," Zara whispered. "When I was a child, I dropped a sword in front of the council. They called me weak. Since that day, I believed them." Liam spoke softly. "And yet, you outsmarted me today." Zara gave a small smile. "That's different." "It's not," Liam said kindly. "Courage isn't always about swords. Sometimes it's about standing when no one believes in you." Zara looked at him, her golden eyes reflecting the stars. "I don't know if I can be brave," she said. "You already are," Liam answered. The next morning, something unexpected happened. During sword training, Zara finally blocked one of Liam's attacks. It wasn't perfect. Her hand still shook, but she did it. Liam smiled. "Well done." Zara took a deep breath. "Thank you." From that day, she started trying harder. She didn't get stronger overnight, but her heart changed. Liam noticed she stopped looking at the ground. She started walking taller. And more than that, Zara began asking questions. "Why do soldiers fight in straight lines?" she asked one morning. "Because of tradition," Liam replied. Zara shook her head. "But that makes them easy targets," Liam laughed. "You may be right," Zara smiled. "Maybe it will change things." One evening, as they finished training, a shadow fell across the ground. General Karan, one of King Relax's top commanders, stood watching them. His face was sharp and his armor dark. "You waste your time with her, human," Karan said coldly. Liam stood firm. The sun was setting over the Velcron Palace when Liam Carter finished the day's training with Princess Zara. They stood together near the edge of the royal garden. The wind carried soft sounds from the city, but Liam noticed a different sound nearby, a whisper. He turned his head sharply. In the shadows of the tall trees, a figure slipped between the branches. Liam's hand went to his sword. "Stay here," he told Zara. But before Liam could step forward, Zara placed a hand on his arm. "Wait," she whispered. "Let him." "Come closer." Liam looked at her, surprised. Zara's golden eyes focused on the trees. She didn't look afraid. She looked calm, like a hunter watching her prey. Moments later, a slim figure moved out of the shadows. A young man, dressed like a servant, sneaked toward the palace wall. His eyes darted around. Liam stepped out from behind a pillar. Looking for something? The young man froze. Before the stranger could run, Zara spoke loudly. Guards. 2 royal guards rushed over and grabbed the man. Liam stepped closer and asked, "Who are you?" The man stayed silent. Zara walked forward. Her voice was soft but clear. "You're a spy." "From the rebel faction." The man's face turned. Pale, Liam looked at Zara with respect. "How did you know?" Zara answered quietly, "I've seen him before." Listening near the council hall, the guards took the spy away as they watched him leave. Liam said, "You see things most people miss." Zara gave him a small smile. "I watch. I listen. People forget I'm there." That night, Liam visited the war chamber. Large round tables stood in the middle, covered with maps and reports. King Rylox was there, along with his top generals. When Liam entered, the king waved him closer. "I hear you caught a spy," King Rylox said. Liam nodded. With Princess Zara's help, the king gave a slight smile. "Did she now?" Liam glanced at the generals. Some looked annoyed. One of them, General Karan, gave a cold stare. Karan spoke sharply with respect, "Your Majesty. The princess is no soldier. Catching one spy means little." Before Liam could speak, Zara's soft voice came from behind. "Perhaps it means there are more." Everyone turned. Zara stood at the door, hands folded calmly. Karan frowned. "Speak." "Boldly, Princess." Zara looked at him without fear. "I speak the truth." The king watched his daughter with interest. "Tell us." Zara stepped forward. "I believe the rebels are growing inside the palace. They want to break the alliance with Earth. They want to destroy this kingdom from within."
Oh.
Silent. Karan shook his head. "These are the words of a child." Liam spoke firmly. "These are the words of someone who sees the truth." King Relox's eyes met Zara's. "How sure are you?" Zara answered quietly. "I am sure." The king nodded. "Then we must be ready." The next morning, the palace guards doubled their patrols. Soldiers searched for rebel signs. Liam and Zara trained as usual, but this time they trained with a purpose. "You said they want to break the alliance?" Liam asked her during a sword drill. "Why now?" Zara blocked his swing and replied, "Because they think Earth is weak. Because they think my father is weaker." Liam lowered his sword. "And what do they think of you?" Zara gave a sad smile. "They think I am nothing," Liam said softly. "Then it's time you show them who you really are." Days later, a message arrived from the Royal Scouts. The rebellion had begun. A group of rebel soldiers attacked a Velcaron. Outpost near the border, the guards barely escaped. King Relox called a war council. Liam stood beside Zara in the chamber. The generals spoke in loud voices. "We must crush them," Karan shouted. "We attack with full force." Zara raised her voice for the first time. "No, that's what they want." The room fell quiet. Liam looked at her, curious. "What do you mean?" Zara stepped closer to the map. "If we attack with full force, they will strike the palace while our army is gone." The king stared at her. "Do you believe this?" Zara nodded. "I am sure." King Rylox gave her a long look, then spoke to the generals. "Prepare defenses for the palace. Keep half the army inside the capital." Karan frowned but obeyed. Liam felt a spark of pride inside him. Zara had just saved the kingdom from a deadly mistake. Later that evening, Liam found Zara sitting by the garden wall, watching the stars. He sat beside her. "You were brave today." Zara shook her head. "I was just honest." Liam smiled. "Sometimes honesty is the greatest courage." Zara turned to him. Her golden eyes shone softly in the moonlight. "Thank you for believing in me." Liam nodded. "Always." In the quiet of the night, neither of them knew the real. Tess was yet to come, and Zara's heart would lead them through it. The sun had not yet risen when the palace shook with a loud sound. Liam Carter woke at once, grabbed his sword and rushed out of his chamber. The sound of running footsteps and shouting guards filled the halls. "Attackers at the east gate," soldier yelled. Liam's heart raced. The rebellion had come to the palace. He ran toward the training grounds, but stopped when he saw Princess Zara already there. She was dressed in armor, her sword in hand. Her golden eyes burned with calm fire. Zara. Liam called, "What are you doing here?" Zara met his eyes. "I'm ready." Before Liam could answer, a group of rebel soldiers stormed into the courtyard. They carried blasters and swords, shouting war cries. Zara stepped forward before Liam could stop her. She raised her sword and shouted, "Palace guards, form a circle!" For a moment, nothing happened. The guards hesitated. Then, slowly, they obeyed. They formed a defensive ring around Zara and Liam. Liam was amazed. In the middle of battle, the useless princess had given a command, and the soldiers listened. "Stand with me." Zara's voice was strong. "Protect the king, eh?" The rebels charged. Liam fought beside Zara. They moved together. He blocked. She struck. Duh. She wasn't perfect, but she was brave. Her eyes never left the enemy. After minutes of fierce fighting, the rebels pulled back. The guards cheered. Liam turned to Zara. "That was incredible." Zara gave a small smile. "I only did what you taught me." Later that day in the royal hall, King Rylox stood before his council. Zara stood beside him, head held high. "The rebellion has failed to take the palace," the king said. "But this war is not over." The generals nodded. But General Karan gave Zara a cold look. Karan spoke, "Your Majesty. The princess showed courage today. But can we trust her with more?" Liam stepped forward. "She saved the palace," Karan replied sharply. "One battle is not enough." Before the king could speak, Zara said softly, "Then send me on a mission." The room fell silent. Zara looked at her father. "Let me prove I can protect this kingdom." King Rylox stared at her for a long moment. Then he nodded. "Is a secret mission, one only a true leader can take." That evening, inside the war chamber, the king explained the mission. A group of rebels has gone to the moon of Shira. They seek an ancient weapon, something that could destroy entire cities, the king said. Liam frowned. "What kind of weapon?" King Rylock shook his head. "No one knows. The old writings call it the Silent Flame." Zara spoke, her voice steady. "You want me to stop them?" The king nodded. "I want you to bring back proof that you can protect this empire." Turned to Liam. "And you, Liam Carter, you will go with her." Liam placed a hand on his heart. "I will protect her with my life." The next morning, Liam and Zara boarded a royal starship. The silver ship lifted into the sky, flying toward the distant moon. Inside the ship, Zara sat quietly beside Liam. He looked at her. "Are you ready for this?" Zara nodded. "I have to be." Liam smiled. "You don't have to be anyone but yourself." Zara gave him a thankful look. "I'm not the strongest, but I can be smart, and I can be brave." Liam nodded. "That's all this mission needs." Hours later, the ship landed on Shira Moon, a cold, rocky land with long shadows and dark skies. The ruins of an ancient Valkyrian temple stood ahead. Liam and Zara moved quietly through the shadows. Suddenly, they heard voices. "Rebel soldiers. We're near the temple gate," Zara whispered. "We can't fight them head-on." Liam nodded. "Then we outsmart them." Zara smiled slightly. "Good." They waited until night. Then, using secret tunnels under the temple, Zara led Liam through the darkness. She remembered the old stories about these tunnels. Stories no rebel knew. Step by step, they moved closer to the heart of the temple. Finally, they reached a large hall filled with glowing symbols on the walls. In the center stood a silver box, the ancient weapon. But before they could move, a voice echoed behind them. "Well done, princess." ***, General K. General Karan stood behind them, a cold smile on his face. Rebel soldiers appeared from the shadows, their weapons ready. "How did you?" Liam started. Karan stepped forward. "You thought I was loyal to the king? I've been with the rebellion since the beginning." Zara faced him calmly. "You betrayed your people." Karan gave a cold laugh. Your father is weak. He trusts humans. This kingdom needs new rulers. Rulers like me. Liam kept his eyes on the soldiers. What do you want with the silent flame? Karan's smile grew wider. This weapon, the rebellion will control Velcra. Earth will kneel before us. Zira spoke softly. And you'll destroy everything my father built, Karan sneered. Yes, he raised his hand. Take them. The rebel soldiers moved forward. Liam grabbed his sword, ready to fight, but before anyone could attack, Zira shouted, "Wait." Everyone stopped. Zara stepped forward. You think I'm weak? But I'm not. I'm willing to make a deal. Liam looked at her in shock. Zara, she gave him a small look. A silent message. Trust me. Karan raised an eyebrow. Deal, Zara nodded. Let Liam go. I'll stay with you. I'll help you unlock the weapon. Liam stepped forward. No. Zara turned her eyes to him. You said I'm smart. Let me prove it. Karan looked at Zara for a long moment. Then he smiled. Fine, the human leaves. You stay. Liam clenched his fists. He wanted to fight. But Zara gave him a small nod, a sign to trust her. With a heavy heart, Liam turned and walked toward the exit. But as he walked away, Zara whispered something only he could hear. Wait for my signal. Minutes later, inside the ancient hall, Karan watched as Zara walked toward the silver box. The walls around them glowed softly with old symbols. Karan crossed his arms. You know how to open it? Zara nodded. I've read the royal scrolls. I know the ancient code, Karan smirked. Then do it. Zara placed her hand on the box. Her fingers moved slowly, tracing the glowing symbols. She whispered softly under her breath, an old Velcran language. The box began to hum. Karan stepped forward, excited, but then Zara suddenly pressed a hidden symbol on the back of the box. A sharp blast of light flashed from the walls, a defense signal. Karan shouted, What have you done? Zira turned around. Her golden eyes shone with calm fire. You forgot? I'm the king's daughter. At that moment, Liam burst back into the hall. Sword drawn. Zehra ducked as Liam swung his sword at the nearest rebel. Chaos exploded in the hall. Liam and Zara fought side by side. The rebels fired their weapons. Zara used the glowing walls. As cover, Liam moved like a storm, blocking attacks and striking fast. Karan tried to reach the weapon, but Zara moved in front of him. This ends now, Zara said firmly. Karan growled. You will regret this. Ash! He swung his sword at Zara, but she blocked it. For a moment, they locked swords. Karan was stronger. Zara's arms shook. But just as he pushed forward, Zara whispered, Now, Liam. Liam leaped forward and knocked Karan's sword aside. With a sharp move, he disarmed the general. The rebel soldiers froze. Their leader was beaten. Zara looked at them and said in a clear voice, Drop your weapons, or face the king's justice. One by one, the rebels dropped their weapons. Later, as the sun rose over Shira Moon, Liam and Zara stood outside the temple. The rebel soldiers were tied and ready to be sent back to Velkara. Zara looked at the horizon, the soft wind blowing her hair. Liam stood beside her. You were brilliant, Zara smiled gently. You believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. Liam shook his head. You had this strength inside you all along. I just helped you see it. They stood in silence for a moment. Then Zara spoke softly. Thank you for trusting me. Liam smiled. Always, as their ship prepared to leave the moon, Zara turned to Liam. We still have a kingdom to protect. Liam nodded, and a future to build. They boarded the ship together, ready for whatever waited for them among the stars. The royal ship flew smoothly back to Velkara, cutting through the stars like a silver arrow. Inside, Liam Carter stood at the control deck, watching the endless sky. Beside him, Princess Zira sat quietly, her eyes thoughtful. Neither spoke for a while. They didn't need to. They had fought together, trusted each other, and survived danger that could have destroyed them both. Finally, Zara broke the silence. Do you think they'll believe me now? Liam looked at her. Well, you showed them you're more than a princess. You're a leader. Zara smiled gently. Because of you. Liam shook his head. Oh, because of you. When the ship landed in the royal palace, the news of their victory had already spread. The courtyard was filled with soldiers, nobles, and citizens. They all stood as King Rylock stepped forward, his royal cape flowing behind him. Liam and Zara knelt before him. The king spoke in a loud, proud voice. Today my daughter has proven. Herself, she stood against traitors. She protected her people. She showed the heart of a true Valkyrian. The crowd cheered. Zed slowly stood, her heart beating fast. For the first time, no one called her weak. No one looked away. They all saw her. She truly was. The king looked at the crowd and said, From this day, Princess Zara is my chosen heir. The cheers grew louder. Liam smiled beside her, his heart filled with pride. Later that evening, in the quiet garden, Liam and Zara walked side by side. The stars shone brightly over the peaceful palace. Zara looked at Liam. I never wanted power, but now I see. Being a leader means helping people, not ruling them. Liam nodded. That's why you'll be a great queen one day. Zara smiled softly. And what about you? Will you leave now that your mission is over? Liam thought for a moment, and he answered, I think my mission has just begun. Zara gave him a curious look. What do you mean? Liam looked at her kindly. Wherever you go, I'll stand beside you as your friend, your guard, or anything you need me to be. Zara's eyes softened. Then I'm glad I met you, Liam Carter. He smiled. I'm glad I met you too, Zara. A few days later, a grand council was held in the palace. Leaders from Velkara and Earth sat together at a long table. The war with the rebels was over. But now came the harder part, building peace. King Rylock spoke first. The rebellion has shown us that fear and hate can destroy us. But trust can save us. He looked at Zara. My daughter proved that trust between Velkara and Earth is our future. The leaders nodded in agreement. Zara stood. Her voice was calm but clear. We must work together, not as rulers and servants, but as friends. Council clapped. Liam sat at her side, his heart full of respect. Zara had found her voice, and the whole galaxy was listening. That night, the stars filled the sky. Liam and Zara stood on the palace balcony. A soft wind blew through the quiet night. Zara looked at Liam. Do you ever wonder why we met? Liam smiled. Maybe fate. Zara nodded. Maybe. Or maybe because sometimes people need each other to become who they're meant to be. Liam looked at her kindly. And you've become someone I'm proud to know. Smiled gently. Thank you, Liam, for standing with me. Liam nodded. Always. They stood together, side by side, as the wind carried their hopes into the night. The princess, who was once called useless, had become a hero, and the human, who came as a stranger, had become her greatest friend. Together, they would protect their worlds, face the future without fear.